Hi there, everybody. Tuck S here with a basic lesson on the brass. So, the lesson that I want to give you today is literally like the first spiel you should get when you pick one of these up. This is a B-flat trumpet. This lesson applies to all high brass. So, trumpet, cornet, flugelhorn, French horn. I think that's all. Your technique will change a little bit when you get into low brass. So it kind of carries over, but for now we're going to focus on high brass. So, we're going to talk about the buzz. So, basically, when you open your case, hopefully, it should come in two pieces. If not, you have a problem. You have your trumpet here, and you have your mouthpiece. There you go. So when you start, typically your director, teacher, instructor, mom, dad, uncle, sister, whoever is teaching you is probably going to have you work with just the mouthpiece. There's a reason for this. They don't want to upset your neighbors. It's also to help you really kind of hone in on the embouchure, or the way you use your mouth, for brass. So for woodwinds, for example, it's a very kind of intrusive embouchure, meaning that you have something in your mouth. Brass is a little bit different in the fact that you don't have it's on the outside of your mouth. It rests on your lips. And we use something in brass called a buzz. It's that little squeaky kind of noise, like a baby elephant. So, you can kind of practice that on your own. It vibrates here in the center. And then when you apply the mouthpiece, it still vibrates in the center, except it's contained by what we call the cup of the mouthpiece. So, some good exercises to start with on brass are to simply take the mouthpiece, put it up to your face, of course, and just really kind of work on getting that buzz, that baby elephant kind of noise. So, for example, it's kind of like a siren effect. So just take the mouthpiece, put it up to your face, and see if you can get the pitch or the sound to kind of fluctuate up and down, right? So, good. And that'll be easier at first than trying to hold it steady because your face doesn't really know what it's doing yet. But after a while, you can kind of start to work on more of what we would call a straight tone kind of technique, where you're holding the pitch steady. Something like this. Pretty simple. So, baby elephant contained in this cute little brass cup. Fairly simple. So after you get the basics of the buzz down on mouthpiece, through just taking this and playing with it, you can take this and gently, very gently, very gently, set it in the lead pipe for your instrument. You do not ever jam it in there. You do not ever twist it in there. You gently set it in there, and you leave it be. If you don't, you get something called an impacted mouthpiece, a stuck mouthpiece. It don't come off. It's not a good thing. So, again, easily removable. You just gently set it in there. Now, when you hold your trumpet, it's something that you're going to hold in your right hand. You have this cute little hook on the top. It's called a pinky ring because it is a ring for your pinky. Ta-da! Your thumb is going to wrap under the tubing for the lead pipe, like so. Some instruments have a hook right there. This one does not. This is an antique. And your 3 playing fingers are going to wrap, over the top onto the pistons. Now, that's the basics of how you hold this behemoth, this fancy work of plumbing. When it comes down to your fingers, I want to start this early. You want to play with something that we call a bear claw technique, which means you're coming straight up and straight down. I see so many players nowadays play flat-fingered, like this. You want to play this way because it moves the piston in the instrument, this cute little button, majigger, straight up and down. And if you don't move it straight up and down, over time, assuming that you continue on with brass, a pistoned instrument, what you're actually going to do is wear on the opposite side of the piston. You're very slowly destroying your instrument. And we really want to take care of our things. So, it's good to start early by playing straight up and down instead of flat-fingered like this. Don't be a flat finger. Be a curved finger. This is good. So, now that we've got the basics of holding the instrument down, we get to put it up to our face. Woohoo! Okay, so we've got the buzz down, we've got the mouthpiece gently set into the lead pipe, not twisted, not jammed, not squished. We've got the idea of the bear claw down. We're not playing flat-fingered. Your left hand, typically, I take 2 fingers, like so, hold it here. I wrap my ring finger around the bottom side of the 3rd piston, pinky, and then my thumb goes right by my other thumb. So, up close, on top, curved fingers, pinky hook, thumb number 1, left hand, 2 fingers on bottom, 2 on the 3rd piston, here in the center, and then your thumb kind of crosses over on the back side. So then we bring it up to our face. But not yet, because you have to know how to set it on your face. So when you were buzzing with your mouthpiece, and you got sound out, that's very good. Now we need to concentrate on where the mouthpiece is, up and down, side to side. Firstly, make sure it is dead center of your face. You don't want to play off to the side, and you don't want to play way up here, because you're not going to get as good of a sound out, and you look silly. And not the good kind of silly. Like, people are going to laugh at you silly. So, center of the face, and for trumpet, and for high brass, you want just a little bit more of the mouthpiece to be located on the bottom part of your lip. So, give me a second here. I'm going to press it into my face so you can kind of see the ring of where it sits. Da, 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 da. Okay, so you can kind of see